I was just telling everybody to get down, and then like get out the way.
Right now, a celebration turns deadly after multiple people are shot near the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
Also, winter isn't done just yet. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti details a weather alert day with some slushy wet snow heading our way overnight.
And at the state capitol, lawmakers move closer to sweeping tax cuts for Wisconsinites. We'll break down who is most impacted by the proposal. You're watching News 3 now at 5. We begin tonight with that breaking news out of Kansas City. Gunfire erupting this afternoon just as the massive celebration for the Chiefs Super Bowl victory was wrapping up.
Kansas City police say one person is dead and up to 10 to 15 are injured, with 2 people in custody. A large law enforcement presence, including the ATF and the FBI, is on the scene working to piece together what happened. Danya Backus has the latest.
Crowds ran from the parade site, some taking cover behind vehicles, some in tears. Injured people were loaded into ambulances as emergency crews filled the streets.
Someone said, oh, it was a fire, and then she comes running in and she's like, no, it's shots fired. And so we started listening to her, and then that's when everybody started. Yeah, and I was just telling everybody to get down, and then like get out the way.
Just minutes earlier, the streets of Kansas City were packed with fans cheering the Chiefs' Super Bowl victory. This local TV crew was there when the shots were fired.
I was actually down on the ground, and Jillian was up on the riser. I looked up at you, Jillian, and you said, get up here right now.
Right. We saw people running out of Union Station on the east side of the doors pretty frantically. And at that moment, we were receiving information that we needed to change where we were.
Unseasonably warm weather had brought as many as 1 million people to the parade, a celebration suddenly eclipsed by violence. Danya Backus, CBS News.
Now, the severity of those injured is still unknown at this time. Police will be investigating the shooting. Next tonight, a live look at the Beltline. It's clear right now, but that will be changing overnight.
That's right. Alert day and the forecast for some snow overnight into tomorrow morning that could pose some issues for your morning commute.
Let's look at how much snow we should be seeing and when it could all be over with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the patio. Gary?
Susan, it's hard to believe that we're expecting snow later tonight because it's been such a mild day today, but there is snow on the way. We do have that first warn weather alert day in the forecast overnight into early tomorrow morning. We've had this in for the last couple of days. The snow pretty much right on schedule. We're looking for about 1 to maybe now as much as 4 inches of snow, mainly north of Dane County. That's where the heaviest snow will be. Still got some snow, some minor accumulations in Madison and areas to the south. The heavier snow is more likely to be just north of Dane County. Overnight into early tomorrow morning, there are winter weather advisories north of Dane County from midnight until 6 a.m., Dodge County and parts of east central Wisconsin from midnight until 8 a.m. What we're thinking as far as snow is concerned, about 1 to 3 inches from Madison southward, the lesser amounts down toward the Illinois state line, but north of Dane County, could be looking at about 3 to 4 inches of slushy wet snow, maybe some localized 5-inch amounts in a few spots. This afternoon, we had plenty of sunshine. Temperatures warmed up into the 40s, but the snow is starting to spread through Minnesota, now into far western Wisconsin. Initially, it'll start out as rain here, but notice it start changing over to snow as we get closer toward midnight. Otherwise, low temperatures this morning, 20 here in Madison, teens to the west of us. High temperature or current temperatures are near the highs for the day. 43 right now, Madison, 47 Boscobel, Janesville at 46. Again, that's way warmer than you'd expect for snow, but right now in Dane County, 46 in Verona, 43 degrees in Deerfield, and 44 in Wanakee. This evening, look for cloudy skies, maybe some rain showers by late evening as temperatures drop into the middle 30s, but again, later on tonight when the temperatures drop even more, we'll see a change over to snow. I'll have the timing on that in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, and stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has your hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. At the Capitol, lawmakers move closer to passing a sweeping tax cut for a large portion of Wisconsinites this week.
Political reporter Will Keneally is here with a breakdown. Will?
Well, there are 4 main groups impacted by these tax cuts that I want to walk you through. And as a heads up, you can see this chart online at channel3000.com. We're animating it here right now on a scale of your income. So this would change based on how much you make. So this part of the pie right here, this would impact anybody making between $28,000 to $112,000. Move them to a lower tax bracket. Now this would impact retirees. It would allow you to deduct the first $75,000 from your state income tax. This one right here, this helps helps parents. It allows you to deduct more childcare costs from your taxes. And this one right here, this ups the deduction for married couples. Now, this is all part of a plan by Republicans to spend down the extra money that the state has on hand.
We all know this is not money that is to be spent expanding government. It's overpayments by the citizens of Wisconsin.
So Republicans are working to get that money back to Wisconsinites through these tax breaks.
And for many of them, as they look to their child care and their dependent care, it's an astronomical amount of money that they have to spend on it.
For example, for parents, right now they can only deduct about half of their child care costs on their state taxes. Now, this would double that, allowing them to deduct the full cost. It also raises the ceiling on how much they can deduct.
Overall, right now, if you have one child, you are allowed to take a tax credit up to $3,000. If you have 2 or more children, up to $6,000. What this bill does is it allows one child to be taken up to $10,000 and 2 or more children up to $20,000.
The open question, though, is whether the state's Democratic governor will sign on to this. He's pushed for a long time to help the state's childcare industry, but has previously pitched giving the money to childcare centers directly to help keep them afloat.
So together, our governor can put everything together as one and give true relief of taxes back to the hardworking families of Wisconsin.
Now, that bill passed the Assembly during a whirlwind session last night, now heading to the state Senate.
All right, Will, thank you. And next tonight at 5, First Lady Jill Biden planning to visit Wisconsin this week. According to the White House, Dr. Biden will be in Green Bay on Friday. Her plane expected to arrive at Austin-Straubel Airport about 2:30. Once there, she'll visit the Rail Yard Innovation District in Green Bay. She'll also be part of a roundtable talking about expanding career-connected learning. More than 100 people are losing their jobs after Sheridan, Wisconsin, formerly known as Web Crafters, announced it'll be permanently closing its Madison facility. That closure is happening due to a, quote, significant downturn in business at the Fordham Avenue location. 116 employees will be impacted. The company expects to begin eliminating positions on April 13th and will continue to be done in phases until the facility closes for good on June 28th.
This morning, the city of Madison hosted a groundbreaking for Metro Transit's Hanson Road facility. Officials say it will be important in growing Metro Transit's service throughout the region. The facility will house Metro's new fleet of larger all-electric vehicles that will be used with the new upcoming bus rapid transit system, providing extra capacity on busy bus routes.
I think it's going to be a real step forward. Obviously, the capacity of the buses, the electric buses, but also the stations will be a much more comfortable place to wait. We'll have snow melt systems in the concrete so that the stations are always clear of snow and ice.
The new building will also include support spaces for administrative offices, bus wash service lanes and fueling, driver training, and bus maintenance repairs bay and parts storage.
A man arrested in the shooting death of a 24-year-old in 2021 is taking a plea deal to avoid a murder charge. 35-year-old Justin Burridge pled guilty to 1 felony count of attempted armed robbery as party to a crime and 1 felony charge of harboring and aiding a felon. Burridge was charged with Chabris Link in the shooting death of 24-year-old Eric Ranson. The criminal complaint states the shooting was captured on security camera. Link is scheduled for a jury trial in June. Burridge does not yet have a sentencing date scheduled.
Madison police have arrested a man who, after they say he allegedly tried to steal someone's car keys at a Quick Trip. Just after 2 p.m. yesterday, officers were called to the location on North 3rd Street after a man said a stranger approached him in the store's parking lot and demanded that he handed over his keys. Police say a struggle for the keys followed before the driver was able to break free from the 23-year-old man and run into the store. The suspect was still in the parking lot when police arrived and tried to run away, but officers eventually took him into custody. The man has not yet been officially charged.
2 Dane County men are facing charges after they were caught with more than 60 pounds of drugs at the Middleton Airport. 36-year-old Corvallis Stewart of Madison, 35-year-old Larry Williamson Jr. of Waunakee were caught after a random tip was sent to law enforcement from a pilot at an airport in Arizona. Investigators used the tail number to track the plane to a rental service in Middleton. Police found 5 bundles of a fentanyl and methamphetamine mixture, along with 46 pounds of fentanyl in a duffel bag. They both face a mandatory minimum penalty of 10 years in prison with a maximum of life in prison.
At the nation's capital right now, police are still on the scene where 3 police officers were injured in a shooting while attempting to serve an arrest warrant for animal cruelty. Just after 7:30 Eastern Time, officers were attempting to enter a home when the individual inside refused to come out and started firing at officers. The 3 officers were shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A 4th suffered a minor injury. The suspect has since barricaded himself inside the home for over 6 hours, and police have been in negotiations with the suspect. Fitchburg City Council did not have enough votes to pass a proposal for a multi-million-dollar facility for the police department during a long meeting last night.
Our Jalen Banks joins us now from Fitchburg City Hall with what the city's police chief had to say about the vote.
The first proposal for a new Fitchburg Police Department building was in 2014. And nearly a decade later, the journey to get one is still ongoing. Last night after a common council meeting, after much pushback and public comment, the city council didn't have the votes to pass the proposal. 4 alders voted in favor and 3 against, with 1 choosing not to vote. That meant the proposal fell short of the 2/3 majority needed to pass. Much of the public pushback during the public comment period came from groups that feel city funds could have been used elsewhere.
This project is anti-black, racist, and harmful, and it perpetuates a history of over-surveillance and a lack of investing in Fitchburg's highly impacted communities.
I think that people need to be valued over the police. People need to be invested in over the police. They need to stop being the center of our attention.
But Fitchburg Police Chief Alfonso Morales says using the money that was proposed for the new facility towards something else is not that simple.
Borrowed money from the city through a capital improvement budget to pay for this building. And again, they do it through loans. That money cannot be utilized for social services. And again, that's out of my realm of expertise, but in short, it can't be done.
The police department currently shares a building with City Hall, something Chief Morales says is detrimental to both parties.
It complicates things. We try to adapt and overcome. So it's going to make things much more complicated, but not just for the Fitchburg Police Department. We're in the basement of City Hall. City Hall staff has outgrown City Hall staff. Cramped everyone is. The cubicles where you have supervisory level positions basically out in an open hallway area without any office space to conduct business.
Fitchburg PD tells us they anticipate the project to continue. In the meantime, though, they'll continue to work with city leadership on what the project looks like in the future. Moving forward in Fitchburg, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
And still to come, Gary's complete first warn forecast. The latest on the snow heading our way in the overnight hours tonight.
And flight attendants are demanding better pay and safer working conditions in the skies in a show of unity at airports nationwide. That's just ahead at 5.
On Wall Street, the markets bounced back from Tuesday's losses. The Dow gaining more than 151 points. NASDAQ a strong jump up 203.5. The S&P adds 47. We'll be right back.
To savings at Menards. Blue Depth diesel exhaust fluid is engineered to help all SCR system diesel vehicles reduce emissions and improve fuel economy. Save $4 on a 2.5-gallon jug after rebate. FVP Stay Tuned multi-system additive stabilizes fuel and cleans carburetors and fuel injectors, which improves fuel economy and engine performance. A 16-ounce can is now free after mail-in rebate.
Race to savings now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Don't delay. The Brothers Maine President's Day sale is happening now. Save store-wide on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana. We have the area's largest selection and lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
At the Century House,
Take 10% off our extensive collection of stressless recliners and sofas, or get $400 off stressless Max and Mike recliners in luxurious Paloma leather, or classic power base recliners in any cover. Plus, get 10% off the new Stressless Sky customizable luxury mattress. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Sockberry Healthcare is here to help. To help with your shoulder pain,
your knee injury,
that hip that bothers you, with your foot or ankle pain.
We focus on quality.
We focus on results.
And take time to listen.
So that your care is the best care. For you. You.
You. You.
For you. We're here for you.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
Can your roof handle our Wisconsin winters? If you're tired of repairing leaks and replacing shingles after each storm, call us, the metal experts at Sweeto Metal Roofing.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
A first warned weather alert day is in the forecast for snow overnight into early Thursday morning. At 6, I'll let you know the timing of the snow and how much to expect.
Then we follow up with Evansville residents finding their footing after last week's storm. That's on News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
We warn you first. The News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gave you the earliest heads up when winter storms and bitter cold were on the way. First, with the information you need to be prepared and stay safe. First Warn Weather. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Thousands of flight attendants around the country say they are fed up with waiting for better pay, schedules, and benefits. Yesterday, many off-duty attendants found themselves not in the air, but marching the pavement, not on strike, but in a show of unity.
Expressing their demands across several major cities, including calls for a safer work environment. Laura Aguirre has more on their marches, amplified by yet another passenger brawl in flight.
Who will strike? We will strike. Flight attendants from several major carriers in several major cities took to the streets this week for a worldwide day of action. We need a new contract. With demands like better union contracts, improved wages and benefits, and also safer work environments. In-flight fights involving passengers and sometimes crew are making headlines more and more. Just Monday, Southwest Airlines confirms at least 2 passengers heading to Hawaii on one of their jets got into a fistfight. The FAA is investigating, and those involved could face huge fines and other penalties. Some long-time flight attendants say times are definitely changing.
I've been flying 45 years, and no, it was not like this. Probably the worst thing that happened many, many years ago is a passenger maybe taking some peanuts.
It's just too dangerous a place to have punches being thrown.
Aviation consultant Peter Foreman says in-flight passenger altercations aren't only dangerous in the moment. They can impact all passengers in other ways.
Keep in mind that there's a lot of money involved in turning an airplane around. There's a lot of disruptions to a lot of travelers, misconnections and things. So it's a big deal.
And on the front lines are those flight attendants. One local union president says taking care of them ultimately makes it safer for everyone.
We're on the airplane for safety. If we're arrested, then we're able to provide that safety and protection for our customers.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
After taking a closer look at last week's tornado in the Evansville area, the National Weather Service says it was on the ground longer than they first thought. They say the twister reached a width of 750 yards, up from an initial estimate of 500 yards. The EF2 tornado touched down in Magnolia, south of Evansville, before cutting a path to areas north of Lake Koshkonong. The Rock County Sheriff's Office estimates damages at more than $2.4 million.
Well, let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Gary's getting ready for some overnight snowfall. Gary?
Let's see. Last week we had tornadoes on Thursday. This week it's snow on Thursday. 3 things you need to know in the forecast: that snow develops overnight and lasts into early tomorrow morning. It'll be a quick hitter, but it'll bring a couple of inches of snow. That'll be followed by cold weather with high temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees for Friday and Saturday, but then mild weather with above normal temperatures expected for next week into next weekend as well. The snow on Doppler track already spreading through much of central Minnesota into parts of western Wisconsin. The southern end starting out in the form of rain. That's probably what we'll see, at least initially, with a quick change over to snow, especially north and west of Madison. You can see this on 6-hour future track radar. Precipitation starting to come in mainly after about 9 or 10 o'clock, but again, a mixture of rain and snow. Eventually that'll change over pretty quickly to mainly snow as we head beyond midnight. So the first warned weather alert day remains in the forecast for overnight into early tomorrow morning. Right now we're thinking about 1 to maybe 4 inches of snow. Heavier amounts will be north of Dane County, so that's where the greatest impact will be. But even south of Dane County, we still could see an inch or two of accumulation. It'll be a slushy, wet snow, and there are winter weather advisories for much of central Wisconsin back into southern Minnesota, even some winter storm warnings back into parts of western Minnesota and South Dakota. Snowfall potential right now, we're thinking a broad area of about 3 to 4, maybe locally 5 or 6 inches from southern Minnesota through central Wisconsin. The southern part of this will be cut off depending on where that rain-snow line ends up. We might see a quick transition from a couple of inches of snow to almost nothing if areas down along and south of the Illinois state line stay mainly rain. So that's going to be the limiting factor. On future track, this begins at 9 o'clock. Again, we see that rain and snow mixture. Temperatures for the most part from Madison southward above freezing, north and west of Madison closer to freezing. Notice the changeover by 3 a.m. Most of us are looking at snow areas near the Illinois state line, maybe a mix of rain and snow or even rain. Again, that limits the snowfall potential there. By 6 a.m., the snow is starting to wind down from Madison on toward the west, and then you can see everything pulls off to the east. And we're actually looking at sunny skies as we head into the day tomorrow once the snow ends. But that system is going to be moving pretty quickly right along the jet stream, so that will limit the snowfall potential. But there are winter weather advisories from midnight until 6 a.m. north of Dane County. Dodge County, it's from midnight until 8 a.m. Again, the snowfall heaviest north of Dane County, 3, 4, maybe locally 5 inches. Down toward the south, maybe 2 to 3 inches in and around Madison, an inch down toward the Illinois state line. Planning your night, look for a low of 34 in Mount Vernon, 32 Middleton, and 32 in DeForest in Dane County. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 35 for the low in Janesville, 33 Lone Rock, and 31 in Camp Douglas. Tomorrow, snow will end early, then we're back to sunshine, but it'll be breezy and colder with a high of 35. And as we look at the first warned 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures on the cold side, upper 20s Friday and around 30 on Saturday. But just as quickly, those temperatures go right back up to above normal, upper 30s to middle 40s for much of next week. Just a chance of a flurry from Wednesday night into Thursday, otherwise dry weather expected. As we check out first warned traffic right now, things are looking pretty good on the Beltline. Now, a lot of green there, not even seeing much of a slowdown even where the flex lanes end between Stoughton Road and the interstate. As far as travel times, 15 minutes either way on the Beltline between University Avenue and I-3990, 19 minutes inbound from Sun Prairie downtown to Madison. If we look at the same trip outbound, it'll take you 18 minutes along East Washington Avenue. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City takes you 17 minutes, and I-3990 for the Beltline to Janesville is a 25-minute commute today. That's your News 3 Now first warned traffic.
All right, Gary and still head on News 3 Now at 5. If you're planning some Valentine's celebrations, get ready to fork out some big cash. Just how much Americans are expected to spend. That's just ahead.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-914-3131 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-914-3131. There's no risk or obligation. 1-800-914-3131. Call now.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the Madison area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
Welcome back. This Valentine's Day will be an expensive one. The National Retail Federation predicts Americans will spend more than $25 billion to mark this Valentine's Day. More than half of those surveyed say they plan to celebrate with candy, greeting cards, and flowers, the usual, as the top 3 gift items. Americans are also expected to spend nearly $5 billion on an evening out.
It's a holiday devoted to love, but this Valentine's Day, how about caring for yourself as well? From candy to stuffed animals and cards, love is in the air, so why not embrace it yourself? On a day like today, it's not selfish to practice self-love. Those who can do it often improve their well-being and their relationships with others. Experts say first identify what's stopping you from being kind to yourself and recognize that you're worthy of love and care every day.
And embrace who we are today, not when I lose 5 pounds or when I get the promotion, but I am worthy and deserving of love as I am in this moment.
Some ways you can practice self-love will be different for everyone, but they say to start with healthy habits, set boundaries for things that don't allow you to prioritize good nutrition, try to get quality sleep and exercise, and simply take time for yourself doing whatever it is that you enjoy.
Or just buy yourself a stuffed animal.
Right.
We're back with a final check of tonight's alert day. The snow coming overnight when we come back.
We know people can be concerned with replacing their windows in the winter, but winter can actually be the perfect time to replace those old drafty windows. Nothing will keep you more comfortable in your home during the winter than new windows. And our certified master installers are highly trained experts that will install your new windows properly while reducing exposure to outside elements. Ask how your winter installation can save you money and make you more comfortable in your home.
Trains are coming to Madison, in miniature that is, at the 56th Mad City Model Railroad Show, February 17th and 18th at the Alliant Energy Center. Get caught up in 100,000 square feet of trains, clinics, and exhibits, with 300 vendor tables featuring train merchandise, toys, hobby supplies, railroad antiques, collectibles, and much more. Many door prizes and 4 train sets will be given away each day. It's a great entertainment value for the whole family, Saturday and Sunday, February 17th and 18th at the Alliant Energy Center. Save online.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
A logo
logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it for only $14.95 this Valentine's Day. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Pull up a stool. The local bar scene's hopping. Check out Madison Magazine's guide to hot spots, cool sips, late night bites, and more. Then meet this year's visionary Best of Madison Business honorees. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine presents The City Guide, your ultimate resource for Madison area adventures. With inside tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available now on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, we meet one 5-year-old who suffered tragic loss in Gaza and is now finding compassion and care here in the U.S. Our exclusive story and the big headlines tonight coming up on the CBS Evening News.
Gary's back. One final check. What's coming our way?
Yeah, clouds are starting to move in, but it was a nice day today. There's the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. The Platteville Quimby Radio Skycam also showing thicker clouds starting to arrive. Snow right now mainly in northwestern Wisconsin. Rain across Iowa. We'll see rain initially and then a quick change over to snow. You see this on 6-hour future track radar. You know, nothing this evening, but then watch how the rain and snow moves in closer to midnight. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And then mainly snow after about 2 or 3 a.m. Current temperature is still pretty mild. 46 Janesville, 43 Madison, 47 in Boscobel, and 46 in Lone Rock. Still 45 in Middleton, 45 degrees in Oregon, and 43 in McFarland. Look for cloudy skies, some rain showers by late evening, temperatures dropping to the middle 30s.
All right, Gary, thank you. CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.